welcome in. How are you all doing? For those that have just resumed back in school, welcome in. Yeah, how are you all doing? We're going to be talking about ETF. We're going to be talking about real estate. We're talking about how to build wealth the right way, starting with your income. Actually, we're talking about the journey to financial freedom, building wealth, and your journey to financial freedom. That's what we're talking about today. So welcome in everyone. You know exactly what we're going to be talking about. Income today. We're talking about building wealth. Of course, we are going to be talking about, of course, the things that you need to do to become wealthy. Right? Those are things that we're going to be talking about today. Welcome in. Let's click on that subscribe button if you're new. Click on that subscribe button. Welcome in everyone. Yeah, ETF or real estate, businesses. That's one of the questions I get every time. Dr. Lina, where should I put my money? How do I go about it? Should I save or should I invest? Those are questions I get every single time. And let's put it to rest today. ETF or real estate. And we're going to be teaching you the exact tool that you even need to get started. Hey, yay! Welcome in, welcome in. Hello. Hey, George. How are you? Palmer, how are you? And we're going to be talking about one of the things that is very important. A lot of time we all chase money, right? We chase, oh, you know what? I want to be wealthy. But guess what? Money is just a tool. The goal is called something financial freedom. Hey, P guy, how are you? It's been a minute. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing? Real at 1M. Today we're going to be talking about stop saving, start investing. And as a matter of fact, maybe what you would have heard this saying, go to school, Foster Frost, how are you? Right? Go to school, get a job, and life is going to be beautiful. But you realize that you've done all of that. You checked all the boxes, right? If you've heard that before, drop it in the comment. You've checked all those boxes, but then you're just barely living paycheck to paycheck. And then you wonder, Freddie, welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much for getting your daily at me as well on the YouTube side today. We are we are we I can't speak. Yeah, we're streaming on two platforms, both the YouTube and on the TikTok side. So in case you hear me mention some names or see something different, yes, I teach. Yes, that's what we talk about here: how to build wealth, right? Actually, not just wealth. Journey to financial freedom, right? Because money is just a tool. Financial freedom is the goal. So you're in everything that you do, ensure that you let your goal be financial freedom. Yeah, click on that subscribe button. For those that are new here, if you're just meeting me, I am Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. My day job, I'm a vice president of technology. Thank you so much for the shares. I'm a vice president of technology. And also, that's because I have my master's and my doctorate in strategic business and information management system. But at the same time, I'm also a professor. I teach in the colleges here in the United States, and as well as the fact that I am an economist and I am a chartered accountant. That's why I also teach finance. That's my passion. And of course, I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio, and I've been investing for close to 2 decades. So I help as many people to do what? To do one thing that is very crucial. To two things, as a matter of fact. Number one is, guess what? Number one is becoming financially free, right? Meaning financial freedom, right? Understand something. Money is just a tool. Financial freedom is the goal. So maybe what do we mean by financial freedom? Financial freedom is living life at your own terms. Ability to live life at your own terms. Not someone not controlling your time. I mean, I don't have it. I'm not saying that you should quit your job. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that you are becoming work optional. One of the greatest things in history that they've told us is what? Work from 8:20. I mean, go to school, study hard, get a good job, get good grades, get a good job, Work hard and life is going to be beautiful. But how many of us, if you've heard this saying before, drop it in the comment. You've heard that saying before, right? Go to school, study hard, get good grades, get a good job. Graduate with good grades, get a good job, and life is going to be beautiful. But really, how many of us is that working for? So, because guess what? What that simply means is that get a job. It means get a job. This is what that means. Get a job, and of course fund lifestyle, right? And of course pay bills. That's what that means. And of course what's that? You continue to on these here depreciating lifestyle liability, and then you keep doing the same thing again and again. You keep, it's a cycle, meaning you put your income here every single time, and it goes to depreciating lifestyle liability. Poor dad, rich dad. Yes, John, great. You got it right. Poor that rich that. Welcome in. Yeah, welcome in. Click on that follow button if you're new here. Many times. First, first said I've heard it many times. Yeah. They tell us go to school, get a job, right? And guess what? A lot of times there is somebody, the rich dad, and that's the story of the rich dad, poor dad, by the way. The rich dad says, go to school, get a job, do all of that, and life is going to be beautiful. I mean, the poor dad. The rich dad on the other side, side says, do something differently. Okay? It says, do something differently. By the way, if you have not gotten this book, you need to get a copy of it. If it's something that you're trying to fix your finances, or you want to be financially free, you want to make sure that you have that book. Take a look at it. Read it. It's probably like maybe like $9 or $10 or $12. It's called the Celebrating 20 Years as the #1 personal finance book of all time. So you want to make sure that you read things like that. Always invest in yourself. So guess what? This is what is called the rat race. This is what is called the rat race. This is what is called living paycheck to paycheck. Have you ever thought about it? Like, what you're just basically doing. Just look at it. Just imagine. Today is Monday, right? Today is Monday. Sunday night, you have started preparing. Oh, there's going to be work tomorrow, right? There's going to be work tomorrow. I mean, for people that are regular 9 to 5, maybe you work from Monday through Friday on that schedule. And then you do that. You get the income, and guess what? The next thing you're thinking is, oh, you know what? I need to pay bills. I need to fund the lifestyle. And then you get the paycheck after working for 40 hours a week or 80 hours a week, and for the entire 30 days you've done that. Then you guess what? You have to pay bills. Then you do it. Then after paying bills, you barely have nothing left after you have paid bills. So guess what? What did you just do? For your entire 30 days, what you've just basically done is you spend your time, you traded this time of yours, and of course you use it to fund the bills. That's all you've been doing. And then the next week again, or the next month again, you do the same thing. The next month again, you do the same thing. That is what is called paycheck to paycheck. While it sounds like, oh, it's easy, until you realize that people do it for 30, 40, 45 years. As a matter of fact, what the system told us to do is do it for 45 years, meaning start working from age 20 to work to 65. John Great, latest millionaire in town. And then the next question is, Dr. Lina, so what should I do differently? Right? I mean, this is what the system told us to do. And I'm doing that diligently because, of course, I was the best in my class. I did very well. Cosmos, latest millionaire in town. Oh, I was the best in my class because that's what they told me. Go to school, study hard, and of course, life is going to, work hard, life is going to be beautiful. But that life, the forever after that you are looking for, is the paycheck to paycheck, the rat race, the hamster wheel. Like, this is the hamster wheel. So whenever you hear hamster wheel, that's it. Because it's like you're running, or you hear rat race. This is what it is. It's not anything or paycheck to paycheck. This is what it is. And guess what? It is not a function of, oh, you are a low income earner or a high income earner. Everybody is on this wheel. unless you do something different. Okay? Welcoming everyone. If you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. And you're wondering, okay, she's a doctor of business. I'm a vice president of technology. So, how come you're a vice president of technology and you are almost against all of this? So, what are you teaching? You will understand. You just need to stick around. Because guess what? It starts with something called your income. While this is not totally wrong, right? While this is not totally wrong, is the approach that you do. This is not totally wrong. What is wrong is this. You see this cycle that is here? That is what is wrong. This is not wrong. This is what is wrong, right? You see? The direction is what is wrong. Unfortunately, that's what we were all taught. Go to school and fund depreciating lifestyle liability. Okay? That's what we were taught. What should you do differently? What should you do differently? You need to be able to build, because remember, I said the first thing we teach here is financial freedom. The other thing that we also teach is building wealth. As a matter of fact, this community is called the $1,000,000 League, right? And what you change in this structure will determine how far you go when it comes in your wealth building journey. If you're new here, welcome in. One of the things that we do differently is we tap out the live, we share out the live. If you're sitting there for 2 minutes, click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in. That's what we do differently in the $1,000,000 League. I'm going to ask you a question, you're going to respond, and you can ask me a question at any time, and I'll be happy to respond as well. Okay. So if you're new here, you'll be sitting here for 2 minutes. Make sure you click on that follow button and share out the live as well. Tap out the live as well. Get your daily admin. So your income. So whenever we talk about building wealth, so let me address this, because this is 1, 2, because we need to be very clear on our goals. If your income follows this side, or you follow what the system has told you, one of the things that you realize is that you're going to be living paycheck to paycheck. You're going to remain on the hamster wheel. Do that for 65 years, for 40 years or 45 years, work from age 20 to 65 and still not be financially free. At the same time, you realize that you do not build wealth. Because if you build wealth, right, you're not going to be living paycheck to paycheck. You would have some financial freedom, definitely, right? And what do we mean? Let's quickly address what do we mean by building wealth. Whenever you hear somebody is wealthy, what comes to your mind? Remember, it's 2 goals. We're going to come back to financial freedom now. How do we achieve this financial freedom? You will understand. Whenever you hear somebody say build wealth, what comes to mind? Let's keep tapping out the live. Thank you all for tapping out the live. If you're new here, welcome in. Click on that follow button. If you've been seated in for more than 2 minutes, click on the follow button. Let's welcome you in. So whenever you hear wealth, when you hear wealth, what comes to mind? Drop it in the comments. Remember, it's a two-way conversation, right? It's a two-way conversation. Pardon me, because that's a professor in me, okay? I lecture in some universities here, some colleges here in the United States, and I teach AI, cybersecurity, deep learning, and information management system. So that's part of the way we teach, so that it can help you to buttress learning, all right? So whenever you hear wealth, or you hear somebody is wealthy, what comes to mind first? What comes to mind? Drop it in the comment. Let's drop it in the comment. Welcome in, everyone. Let's drop it in the comment. Whenever you hear wealth, what comes to mind? Anyone? Wealth means financial stability, can afford vacation, have luxury. I love that. She Flows Africa, thank you so much. She Flows Africa said, explained it well. It means that wealth means financial stability, aka money, right? Also known as money, okay? Also known as money. So a lot of times, who agrees with wealth? If you do not agree with wealth, also drop it in the comment. And if you're new here, click on that follow button. Thank you all for clicking on. Welcome in. This is the Million Dollar League. Those anticipating to become millionaires and those that are millionaire toned. They are welcome in. Yeah, if you'll be sitting here 2 minutes, click on that follow button, and of course, share out the live, tap out the live, and please engage, respond as well. So it means money, right? Wealth means money. What if I told you that whenever we're talking about wealth, wealth is beyond money? Okay. Who else again? Wealth is abundance, cosmos, abundance, money or asset. Okay, asset meaning you're talking about the stock market. All right, cash. I want to be. Congratulations. Every one of us want to be there. Okay, real estate, businesses, right? That's wealth. Cash in the bank. That's money, right? What if I tell you that wealth is just one type of money, having a system that works money for you, passive source of income? Okay, great. I love all of the perspective that you guys are sharing today. Okay, I love it. However, what if I tell you that you're back? Welcome in. Yeah, welcome in. And those on the YouTube channel, make sure you click on that subscribe button if you've not done so. Welcome in, everyone. Number two, what if I tell you there is more type of money? I mean, more type of wealth. Wealth is money, you are correct, but you are missing additional four types of wealth. Four, including the one that relates to this freedom that you have here. If wealth is money, right? Abundance of wealth, abundance of money, okay? How come have you ever heard of somebody that is a millionaire or a multi-millionaire, in short, a billionaire? Bama, latest millionaire in town. Thank you so much for the roses, right? Have you heard of a billionaire that ended it all? Have you heard of that? If you've heard of that, put it here, meaning, unaliving himself. Have you heard of that? Yeah? Have you heard of that? A multi-millionaire or a billionaire? Yeah. Yes, but rare. Okay, but it happens. Yes. All right. So it tells you something. That person is just money wealthy. Money wealth, has money wealth, but is missing some other things. There's some other things that is missing in this person. What is the other thing that this person is missing? There's something. Have you ever heard of this thing called health wealth? Have you heard about the statement that says health is wealth? Have you heard of that? Health is wealth. So another type of wealth, money is one type of wealth. Another type of wealth is health wealth. So maybe you would have also heard in that case, in some of the cases that you said is rare, there might be a mental health situation. John, latest millionaire in town. There might be a mental health situation. Like the mental health, that's one. There's the physical health. If health fails, every other thing fails. I'm extremely wealthy. I love that. Now it means that you also have the health wealth. Tony Love, latest millionaire in town. Cosmos, that means you also not just have money, but it means that you are saying that you also have health, right? If health fails, every other thing fails. Now, guess what? A lot of time, people will trade their health for this. In the process of you chasing this money, and that's why I'm going this route. Remember, we said we're building wealth. So whenever we talk about wealth building within this community, we need the $1 Million League. It simply means that we're not just chasing money. We're chasing the money, okay? That's baseline. However, we are also chasing this, such that your money, in your quest for money, you are not impacting your health negatively. All right? As a matter of fact, we also have lifestyle with Dr. Lina, okay? Just to ensure that, you're enjoying your life and life is beautiful. All right, so that's the second type of wealth that we're building. Number three type of wealth, you would have heard this as well. Have you ever heard about your network is your net worth? Your net worth, so it means social wealth. Social wealth is another type of wealth. Your network is your net worth. All right. Number four type of wealth is what is called your peace wealth. Do you have protection against for your properties? So let's assume that you have built this money. Have you, I mean, you've built your money wealth because you have so many properties right now. Maybe you never heard of that. Now you're hearing it. Now you're hearing it. You've never heard of your net worth is your network is your net worth. Like the group of people, if you know let's say you know a Dave Ramsey, or you know what's his name, Elon Musk, and you know what's his name, like direct access, you know him one on one, Elon Musk, and you know Jeff Bezos and all of that. Do you know that your chances of becoming a multimillionaire is very is way higher than every other person? Because you are tapping, not that they necessarily give you the money, but you are tapping from their knowledge, their wealth of knowledge and experiences, and even it opens door for you because you'll be a certain, you know this person, right? Even the mention of the name, oh, you know what? Oh, you are the this to this person. It opens door for you. And then you're going to some things that you're trying to figure out. Like I posted something, was it 2 days ago? And it was more about real estate, and it was one of the strategies. Oh, thank you so much, Zero Realty. It was one of the strategies that we use in real estate, okay, which is you can buy a property, live in there for 2 years, and of course use an FHA loan. Murphy, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. Use an FHA loan and do this. The first, stay there for 2 years. Use little money down payment. Buy another property. Like that, like that, like that. Buy 5 properties. But the down payment that you put in is pretty minimal. It's called the house hacking strategy, amongst many other strategies. Right? Some people were like, oh, you know what? Some people were like, oh, Dr. Lina, it's not true. It's not possible. This is all lies. And those that you see, the thing about it, the knowledge that you got, that information, because it sounds too good to be true. You'll find it on my page. It sounds too good to be true that, oh, I can actually buy 5 houses with less than $100,000. 5 houses or less than 50,000 with 50,000 or whatever, what $1 million, right? With less than 100,000, I can buy 5 houses. And you're like, it's not just possible. But the only requirement is that it has to be your primary residence for about 2 years. Some people will argue with that. But the truth of the matter, it's real. There are some other financing option when it comes to real estate. We're not talking about real estate right now. I'm just trying to buttress your social wealth, right? There's some form of strategy that you own the property, but all the loan information is in the buyer's name. So like the mortgage and all of that is in the buyer's name. So your credit is not impacted. Nothing relates to you. You own the property, but the debt on that property is on somebody else. I hope you know that it's called creative financing. So guess what? Now, the fourth one is something called the peace wealth. Now you have built the money. You have gotten the money. You have put it into investment. You've done everything and all of that. Now you're a millionaire because this is the $1 million league. This is the $1 million league. So it means that we are building millionaires. Have you ever thought of it that you got up there and somebody just decides to sue you? Gilson, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. Somebody just decides to sue you for no reason because the person pours water in one of your buildings or in your office because you have commercial real estate, you have offices, right? And because of that, somebody pours water on the floor. I hope you know that this is some people's job to go into places and try to sue, multimillionaires. That's their own job, right? Have you thought of it whereby somebody that happens to you and you get sued, and because you don't have protection, you lose this money wealth? A lot of people, yeah, That almost happened to me in one of my property years ago. The tenant removed the whatever, the what's it called, the screen, which is the like the net, the screen, right, on the window, and it's upstairs all the way up. The child was trying to, and the child would sit on the window, like this is the duplex, right, second floor. The child will sit on the mesh, exactly this right there. I mean, we call it the screen, right? Yeah, will sit on that window consistently, and it had to be the neighbor. First of all, it's the mesh screen, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, so it takes the, how do I put it? The neighbor was the one that called. I mean, in that case, there would be negligence with the parent. But guess what? There's also liability on you as well as the owner of the property, right? If some screen was already there, they removed it, you locked the window, there's no other thing you could have done. But guess what? There's still liability. Peace Wealth. Do you have LLC? Do you have umbrella policy? That's not homeowners. That's not homeowners at all. That is not homeowners. Oh, homeowners liability. Yes, yes, yes. If there was an accident, yes, yes, yes. If there was an accident, yeah, the homeowner's liability. Thank you so much, Ashray. You know what I'm talking about. That could be in office spaces. So what protection are you having? Now you have built the multi-millionaire status. You have gotten there, or the millionaire status. How are you protecting it? Now let's not talk about the multi-millionaire. Okay, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm not a multi-millionaire. That's the millionaire's problem. That's the wealthy people's problem. Okay, let's not talk about you. You earn that income. Do you have an emergency fund? So for whatsoever reason, you got that HR call. Do you have a plan in terms of emergency fund in your account that's going to protect your family for at least 3 to 6 months in case there's a layoff? And yes, I agree with you. You're not being laid off. Thank you so much for getting your daily at me, right? You're not being laid off. But guess what? It happened to 30,000 employees in one day. Oracle laid off. That was in March. Is it March or April? 30,000 employees in one day. That is 30,000 families, not 3,000, not 300. 30,000 in one day. They did not even have a courtesy to even invite them to, some people got to the only way they found out was via email. Some already got into the job that day and their card just declined. And let's even not talk about Oracle because it's technology. How about what's it called? Spirit Airline folded up. 17,000 people lost their income. So do you have an emergency fund? Peace Wealth. Now let's not even talk about that. That your account, that's your bank account, right? That you're putting, this aspect is one less talked about. Yeah. So you need to have your emergency fund. We talk about it here, 3 to 6 months. Remember, we're talking about building wealth. So whenever you think about wealth, it is not just about money. People are just chasing money, 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 money. But they're not building wealth because in the process of you chasing this one, a lot of people are trading their health away. A lot of people are not putting protection. A lot of people are not building the relationships. All right? They are not getting the right knowledge that they need to have. Let's not talk about another perspective, the pieces. Nobody talks about it like Cosmos said. Let's talk about the one that relates to you and every one of us. That your 401k. Do you have a beneficiary? Okay, 401k or retirement is even too long. How about your bank account? That your bank account. Do you have a beneficiary on that Bank of America bank account that you have? All right, you don't have that. Living trust, do you have that? Or a will? Okay? As a matter of fact, living trust is a better one than a will, right? But you don't even have any of those two. But guess what? You're chasing money. You're trading your time. You are trading your health for money. Let's tell for how are you doing? Let's keep tapping out the live. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Let's share out the live. And you'll be sitting here for more than 2 minutes. Welcome in. I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. My day job is vice president of technology, and also I'm a professor teaching AI cybersecurity, deep learning and information system management system. That's because I have my doctorate and my master's in strategic business and information management system. But also, I'm a chartered accountant. I'm an economist as well. But then I own and manage double digit real estate portfolio, as well as been investing for close to 2 decades. As a matter of fact, as long as I've been in the corporate world, I've been in that world for close to 2 decades as well. So I've been investing for that long. What do I invest in? Safety. So you see it right here. So protection layer is very key. And I'm the convener of this community, which is the $1 Million League. Those that are aspiring to become millionaires in dollars, those that want to become financially free. Chinis, welcome in. Welcome in. Click on that follow button. Yeah, if subscribe button if you have not done that. Yeah, Cosmos, thank you so much. Right? And of course, TYB, latest millionaire in town. And the convener of this community, which is called the $1 Million League, those that are aspiring to become a millionaire in dollars. Maybe there's never be a millionaire in your family. There has to be. You might be the trailblazer. You might be the first person that says that it ends with me. This paycheck to paycheck cycle ends with me. Okay, and if that's you, right? One of the things, we are not chasing money. Investor, welcome in. We are not chasing money. Money is just a tool. That's why we have four. There's another one that's coming. But our goal is financial freedom, living life at your own terms, become work optional. Hey, Uche, welcome in. Yeah. But also, how do you do that? We are building wealth the right way, right? We're building wealth the right way. Awesome. Now, Robert, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. So we teach 4 pillars of wealth creation, and we're going to be teaching you all of that right here, right now. Marilyn, latest millionaire in town. All right. So whenever we say latest millionaire in town, we are not saying it like passively. We're serious about it. Yeah, we're serious about it. It simply means that I'm a Jesus baby. Okay, so I tell him that, okay, there's power of life and death in the tongue. You're happy to, I am happy as well. Thank you so much for coming around, right? That, oh, you know what? This person is a candidate and he says that he wants to become a millionaire, right? And the goal is there's power of life and death in the tongue. And that's what we just did. Professing into those people's lives. However, most importantly, we are not magician. We are not magician. You have to do the work, and it starts with your income, your inheritance, or your jackpot, or whatever you win in, whatever. But most of the time, it's the income. We're not high risk investors. I mean, we don't do high risk plays, okay? We don't do that at all. We are moderate risk investors. As a matter of fact, you can Google who Warren Buffett is, and you would understand. Is the owner of Hathaway Berkshire, right? Berkshire Hathaway, right? He's the owner of it, and or the former CEO of it, and you would they call him the Lord of Investing. You would understand how he invests. Another thing that you can also think about this community as you move along, look at it. Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. That's another way that we build wealth. So whenever we say a millionaire status, right, we're going to be executing, as well as there's also the spiritual aspect to it, okay? So welcoming everyone. So you'll be sitting there for more than 2 minutes. Click on that follow button. Welcoming Lich. It's been a minute, right? Make sure you click on that follow button. If you're new here, welcome in. Awesome. Perfect. So let's continue. Peace wealth. How to build wealth. What wealth are you even building? We're not just chasing money. We're chasing it. Now, what's the 5th type of wealth? This is the one that is the most abused in the process of chasing money. Who can guess what that is? The type of wealth that is most abused in the process of chasing money. Who can guess? Oh, definitely health. Definitely health. We're talking the ash rate. Definitely health. But there's one more. Time. Thank you. Time. Financial freedom. Time. A lot of time. You see the paycheck to paycheck. You see the hamster wheel. You see rat race, hamster wheel. That is time. You trade your time for money. You take your time, you work nine, you some people work, and this is not a function of whatever how much you're earning. So forget about it. You can be making 400,000 and still not be wealthy. Because guess what? You are doing morning shift, afternoon shift, night shift, then you are still on call. So you are a medical doctor. Yes, you are earning 300,000, but you don't have a life. You don't have time for yourself. You are accumulating the money, but in the process, you trade your time for money, and then it's impacting your health. Your health is going down every day. You know, especially you're in the medical field. Your knees, you're on your feet for hours, and your knees are you're losing your whatever on your knees. It's impacting your wealth, your health. And you think that, oh, you know what? It's because I'm chasing money, but something else is trading time, trading for it. Well, this is not, and then the next question is, oh, but Dr. Lina, so what should I do instead? Okay, that should be the question. Excellent question. Excellent question. So you need to chase time wealth, ability to live life at your own terms, controlling your time, controlling your time. So when we talk about time, when you talk about time, when you're busy, hey, I'm not busy, welcome in. When you're talking about time, time simply means that this is what you're trading off. You take your income, you fund something called DLL. Everybody drop DLL in the comment. DLL, drop DLL in the comment. Drop DLL in the comment. Let's drop DLL in the comment section. And if you're new here, you'll be sitting there for more than 2 minutes. Please click on that follow button, tap out the live, share out the live, right? If you'll be sitting there for more than 2 minutes, click on that follow button. The only language the algorithm understands when you find value in a live is the fact that you're doing all those things. You tap out, you click on the follow button, you tap out the live, you share out the live, you invite your friends as well. How do you click on the follow button? There's a plus sign in front of your name. That's one. Tap out the live, press my tap is just tap out the screen, and this is for those on the TikTok side. On the YouTube, all you have to do is to click on the subscribe button. So you click on the you tap out the live, share out the live, press my forehead on the screen. That's the only time you're allowed to do that. You would see your contacts, okay, and you share it out with them. Then the other thing is that, of course, get your daily at me. If you can give the gallery, that would also be much appreciated. Okay, that'll be much appreciated. Awesome. So you now the time wealth. Let's focus on that. Let's drill on that for a minute. When you take that time and you fund your time is this. You take your income, go to school, study hard, get good grades, get a good job, work hard, and life is going to be beautiful. And then you do that for, you look at it, where's the happy ending? Paycheck to paycheck, you're still living paycheck to paycheck. You are still struggling on it. You still don't have financial peace. You still don't have the money wealth. You don't have the health wealth. You don't have the time wealth. You don't have all of that. Thank you so much. You don't have any of those. That's because this is what the society told us. This is what the system told us, which you need to unlearn and relearn. Take that income, right? Which is that fruit of your labor, and put it in DLL. What is DLL? DLL is something called depreciating lifestyle liability. It means that whenever you hear something depreciate, what comes to mind to you? When something depreciate, what comes to mind? What is what is the synonym of depreciate? What does depreciate mean to you? Welcome in, everyone. If you're new here, click on that follow button. Thank you. Really appreciate everyone tapping out the live, sharing out the live, clicking on that follow button. It means reduce. Thank you so much. So it means it goes down. So it simply means that what this means that S, go down, decrease, right? It means that investor, first, right? It simply means that your income is going in the direction of depreciating lifestyle liability. It means that you're taking your income and all you're putting it in something that is decreasing in value. All right. So what does this mean? When you and don't just stick around for a little bit. It means that when you, I want to ask you a question. It simply means that when you buy a car, right? That car, after you bought it brand new, right? And you drove it through the minute you drive it out, it loses about 20% of the value, right? I hope we know all of that. It loses about 20% of the value the minute you drive it out. A brand new car. Income. It goes that it reduces by 20%. That's what it means. It doesn't create any form of growth for you. Now, that rent, when you pay it, or whenever you pay your rent to your landlord, can you go back to your landlord and say, oh, you know what, landlord, give me back the money that I gave you. I paid you rent in short, for the past this year, I paid you $30,000. Okay, where is the interest on my money? Or give me some of the money. Is it possible, guys? You paid rent to a landlord, right? You paid rent to a landlord, it's $30,000 a year, right? I know it's 30,000 because I have once had a tenant that paid me $30,000 for a house for a whole year. So that's why it's very possible. Yeah. Is it possible that you can go at the end of the year? Is it possible to go to that landlord and say, oh, you know what, Mr. Landlord, I paid $30,000 for this house as my rent. Please give me my money back. But you can do that when you buy the property. You can actually have equity on it somehow. You can have equity on it. So depreciating, while it's not bad, I'm not saying it's wrong, because either ways you have to live somewhere, right? Right? But how you go about it is what really matters. If all that you do with your income, Antonio, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. If all that you do with your income is to fund depreciating lifestyle liability, then all you're doing is that I am just working to be alive, basically, which is what it's called, paycheck to paycheck. This paycheck comes in, you spend it on the lifestyle and the bills, and then you're waiting on the next paycheck, and then the next paycheck, and the next paycheck, it comes on the bills, like that. Now, what should you, but guess what? That's what the society told us. But that is the biggest lie. What do they call it? Brainwash, whatever. Depreciating lifestyle liability. Right? That's the biggest brainwash that we've had in history. Why did they not tell us that take some of the money and put it towards something else that's going to increase? Why is it just on, okay, you know what, enjoy the life, pay bills, lifestyle? So what you need to unlearn and learn is what? Instead of putting your money just on the lifestyle, you need to start putting your money ACA. Osman, thank you so much for getting your daily. If you are new here, welcome in. We are talking about journey to financial freedom. ACA. What is ACA? So instead of you going this route, okay, let me finish up. You remember, it's a triangle. It's a triangle. So at the end of the day, a triangle is either you go this route or you go this route. But guess what? This route is also still coming to this route. I hope you understand that. So just stay with me. Stay with me. If you go this route, everything that you put of your income just go this direction. Everything that you put here goes into something that goes there. But what should you do differently to become financially free and build wealth? Take some of that income that you are supposed to put here, that bills, put it on something called ACA. What is ACA? ACA is it's called appreciating, cash flowing, asset. Appreciating cash flowing asset. So it simply means something. This one is depreciating, is going down. This one is appreciating, is going up. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm new here. Thank you. Can yeah, click on the follow button, but we don't allow that. All right. So, all right. Appreciating cash flowing asset. Thank you so much. Appreciating cash flowing asset. What are appreciating cash flowing asset? And if you're new here, welcome in. Yeah, we're talking about journey to financial freedom, building wealth. So click on that follow button. If you're sitting here for more than 2 minutes, click on that follow button if you have not done so. If you have been sitting here for more than 2 minutes, click on that follow button. I mean, that's the only language the algorithm understands. If you're just, you love it, you're enjoying it, you think you're getting value, if you just sit here and you don't do any of those things, right? You don't tap out the live, you don't share out the live, you don't click on the follow button, it just shows that you do not find value. All right. But if you find value, you think you're learning one or two things, you've been here more than 2 minutes, then click on that follow button like Passy just did, latest millionaire intern. Welcome in. Welcome in. So you take your income and you put it towards appreciating cash flowing asset. One thing that you can see with appreciating cash flowing asset is that at least you know it's growing. So one of the things that helped me in building wealth or gaining financial freedom, getting to the $1 million status, is one thing as these strategies I'm teaching you. So I take some of my income. Like I said, my day job is vice president of technology. I started doing this for close to 2 decades. So it's not about that income. As a matter of fact, statistics has it with the data of the of the investors, right? Of the investors in that millionaire category, you will see teachers there in the millionaire category. But guess what? Very, very few doctors, medical doctors, they earn good income, but they're very limited medical doctors because of lifestyle inflation. But you have teachers, police officers, firefighters, they're earning 80,000, they're living on a 50,000, and they're investing consistently on 30,000 every year, in, year out, come rain, come shine, they're investing. And that is what it took them to become that $1 million status, to get to that $1 million status. All right. So you take the income, you put it towards this part. What does this do? What does this do for you? This side, Fit Brown, latest millionaire intern. Welcome in. What does this mean? It means that it's something called it appreciates, meaning it's growing. So whatever money that you put here, it's going up. Number two is that whatever money that you put here is also going to do something that is going to give you cash that flows. What's the difference between the two? Somebody would say, oh, but what's the difference? It means that whenever you say something is appreciating in value, you necessarily might not be giving you money. It's just, you bought it 100,000 and after 10 years, it's like 200,000. That is some growth, right? Cash flow means that it's growing. It's possible it's growing or it's not growing, but every single month is giving you $10,000. Like every single month is giving you cash, like your salary is giving you salary every single month. All right. So think about it like, let's say your high yield savings account. I mean, that's a very bad example, right? Let's talk about a CD, right? The CD, you put a certain money there. The money is not growing. Ken, latest millionaire intern, welcome in. Right? Your money is not growing, but then every single quarter or every, like the end of the CD period, right? They give you what? They give you a certain amount of money. That's an example of you cash flowing. Real estate, for instance, you bought a house, every single month, tenant pays you. That is cash flow. That's rental income. Maybe you have dividend stocks, right? It gives you every single month or every single quarter, you get dividends for owning that shares. That is cash flow. The stock, on the other hand, growing, that is appreciation. The real estate going in value, that is appreciation. All right. But the CD, on the other hand, is not growing. All that you're just getting is the 3.6% return. Just the same thing like an IU savings account where you're getting about 4%, right? Every single month, right? That is, but the money in itself is not growing. It is just that you're getting some form of cash flow, right? So in everything that you want to do, King, latest millionaire in town, you want to have the asset that appreciate, and you also want to have the one that cash flow within your portfolio. All right. Now remember, what this means to you is that, remember, it's your income that is producing all these things that we are talking about. It is your income. The money that some of this income, let's share it 50-50. 50% of your income, let's say you're 50%, let's say you earn $100,000. Let's presume the 50,000 that you put in here, it's going to go down. Either in the car, you're paying rent, you're paying bills, right? I mean, you're going to pay bills anyway because you have to buy, babies still have to eat, you still have to eat. So those are like standard, right? Inspire Next, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. You still have to, pay bills. The only thing I ask, or the only thing the society did not tell us, is the fact that the only thing is that you should not put all that income into these bills. That's where the problem is. You still have to pay bills, but your bills should be managed in such a way that all of your income should not be focused here, because everything that is here is going down. There's nothing returning on this. That's the cycle ends here. And that is what is called the paycheck to paycheck cycle. The risk with putting 100% of your income on this side, which is depreciating lifestyle liability, is the day this income stops, matter, latest millionaire in town. Because one day, this income will stop. Either via layoff, or either your body gets tired, or you retire. One way or the other, this is going to stop. If you don't have anything on this side of the quadrant or on this side of the triangle, what's going to happen is that the bill is still there, but there's nothing to fund it. And that's where the struggle starts. That's why you see people retire at 65 and then they still go back to the workforce and they would claim that, oh, it's because I'm bored. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Because it's okay if it's not because of bills, but it's because, maybe really you are just bored, but, or your employer says that, oh, you know what, number 0033,000 is the next person we are laying off. I hope we know you are just a number in that with your employer, except it's your father's, your company. So that's the more reason why you need to make sure that you have money on this side, because by default, this is standard. You have to, just like you're leaving. But then most importantly, you want to put some aside on this side. Now, what should you, because this is the one that is going to grow like a tree, that is going to get what is going to germinate. The 50% that I'm not saying you necessarily have to do 50%. How do we correct the bill situation? How to correct the bill situation is two things. How to correct it is, whenever you get a salary, number one of the things that I teach is this. There is a limit to, at times, you do so well, okay? There's a limit to what you can actually cut with this bill. Some people have done pretty diligent work, but if you have not done this exercise, one thing I want you to do, okay? One thing I want you to do is take your statement, your bank account for the last, your credit card statement and your bank account statement, right, for the last 60 days. We did it last month as part of the financial freedom drive that we had, where we were teaching 2 times a day for 31 days in July, okay? We did it as part of that exercise. And we also did it in June for 21 days. Then we did it in the new year in December as part of 31 days New Year Financial Freedom Challenge. You can find that in my page. But what you can do, take your statement for last month, bank statement and credit card statement. Look at it. What is really, really the bill there? Okay? Because you will see bill, and there's the other part that is lifestyle. A lot of time, the lifestyle drives up the bill plus the lifestyle in itself. So, of course, all those Amazon shopping every single day, every single week, city shop, whatever, because you are bored, you feel tired and all of that, you start shopping. That is lifestyle. That is not a bill. Okay? That subscription that you have not been using, you have 5 different subscriptions on the same thing. I don't have credits. I only have one clothing account. I'm only a breadwinner. Okay, I get it. So that's the first leg to it. That's why I said there's some people that, they've already done this exercise that I'm talking about, but there's some people that have not done that. So go take your bank statement and your credit card statement, understand what is the real bill and which part of it is lifestyle. Okay, that's number one. And then once you identify the bill, which is the rent, utilities, mortgages, insurance, like the basic things of life, now calculate which one is actually the leak. There's the lifestyle or the leak. Things that I don't need that I'm spending, that Uber Eats that is delivering every day, DoorDash that is doing that, all of those kind of things. How can you cut that? Number one, that's one side. Now, if you cut all of that and you see that, oh my goodness, I still do not have anything left, maybe then it tells you something. There's the limit to what you can cut here. Then you also need to focus on the income, because there's the limit to what you can cut in terms of expense. Your rent is still going to be there. Food, you still have to eat. Car, you still have to do all of that, right? Now, you go back to your income. So that's why I said I teach 4 pillars of wealth creation, wealth building. Income is the first one, first step. This income, you need to figure out how to increase it. Now, how do you figure it out? And I'm here to help you. How do you figure it out? Number one, which is my least favorite, but is the most favorite one for a lot of people, matter. Going back to school. You already have a degree. I don't know the reason why you're going back to college. Except maybe you're a lawyer, you want to become a medical doctor. All of a sudden, become a surgeon, all of a sudden, bash, latest millionaire income. And in that situation, I will call you have a midlife crisis. That's it. Really, or you are confused. But if for regular, maybe you're moving from finance to technology and all of that, right? It's pretty easy, right? However, let's say that that's your scenario. You want to becoming a lawyer to a doctor or whatever. In that situation, what I can make sure you get a scholarship. Don't take student loan. Also think about the return on your investment. Okay, how much I want to go and be a medical doctor all of a sudden, right? How much is the cost of that education that I want to go in for? How many years is going to take? Not just money only. How many years of my time is it going to take for this new career that I want to build? And what is the return on investment? Meaning, how much is the average salary? You would have probably heard from Dave Ramsey's show when somebody says, oh, you know what? We have a student loan of $250,000 as a couple. And he'll ask you, oh, that's fantastic. Who is the surgeon? Who is the medical whatever? And they will say, oh, I got 3 degrees and I did general studies and I did this and I did that. And he was like, somebody must be on very, 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 what sort of grade of whatever that you took that you will get, because at the end of the whole thing, you went back to school to study something that literally took a student loan of $250,000 for a field that's going to literally pay you what? $70,000. And this is pretty common. So for those that are new here, welcoming. We're talking about journey to financial freedom, how to build wealth. Right? What exactly the step-by-step of what you need to do. Okay, that's what we're talking about. So if you'll be sitting there for a minute or two, looks at what you're looking for, click on that follow button. We will be talking about investing as well, because that's part of those steps of building wealth. And as a matter of fact, you'll be sitting there for more than 2 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and you've not clicked on that follow button, okay? right? You're doing us a disservice because that's the only language the algorithm understands. Click on the follow button, tap out the live, share out the live. So please, please, please click on that follow button. Don't just take the information. If you know it's valuable to you, click on that follow button. Maximum, do you do IU? Absolutely not. Not IUL is part of the things we do not talk about in this community. IUL, cryptocurrency, anything that is high risk, we don't do that. We don't talk about it because protection first, right? Anything that doesn't have clarity, okay? Anything that is controversial, we don't talk about it. Does that answer your question? Check on latest millionaire in town. Yeah. LK, latest millionaire in town. You want to think about investing of how we invest with Google who Warren Buffett is. You can also check who this man is. Robert Kiyosaki, right? It's not an investment. It's if you are thinking of Maximus IUL, if you want to go about IUL, there's insurance and there is what's it called, investment. So if you are confused on what I mean, if you're thinking of what you need to do, take your insurance part of it, put your money life or term, and put your money on investment. Separate it. They're two different things. When you bring it together, you're confusing yourself. Okay? As a matter of fact, I've not been talking about IUL openly because every single time everybody comes about this IUL thing. And in recent time, I've had two people in one day come to my complaining about it, that they put their money and 3 years, they said it's going to mature in 3 years, and 3 years came and they got none. They did not get their money back. They never got their money. Okay, two different situations, two different scenarios. So now I talk about it openly. And the reason why I never talked about it before is because I do not invest in it. I don't put my money, right? Because it wasn't clear to me. They always say that maybe it's the agent or something. It depends on how they said it about how do you know who is the right person. So, okay, so be careful out there. Blessed Oreo, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. So, but we do solid investing here, okay? We do solid investing. Click on that follow button since you're not doing it. Maximums. I would advise you, okay? Yeah, invest your money in the right places, okay? In the right places. Don't do what you don't know. Go on ChatGPT, by the way. Go and Google it. That question you asked me, you will see the results that you need. You will get the answer, the answer why I do not do IUL. And any other person, right, that talks about IUL, go there and Google it. I'll go on ChatGPT. Whatever it tells you, there you have the answer right there, right? I'll keep it real, okay? 50% goes into the bill. Now we're talking about the income. We just talked about you're most welcome, Maximum. And if you're new here, welcome in. Click on that follow button, tap out the live. Let's share out the live. Let's get it to 20,000 taps. And of course, let's share out the live as well. Now, how do you increase your income going back to school? So if you that's one, and it's my least favorite matter. It's my least favorite. But if you have to go back to school, get a scholarship. Okay, get a scholarship. There are free scholarships that's Dr. Fatima, who works in UCLA, Director of Scholarships and Admission. She was here about 2 months ago, and she told us that every single year, millions of dollars goes unclaimed every single year that are scholarships. So go and claim it. It's available. It's before you start choosing, before you start saying, shop latest millionaire in town, before you consider that student loan, okay? Go for scholarships first. Edward, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. Go for scholarships, right? It's available. And as a matter of fact, do you know that you can start, if you have children as early as 9th grade, right? 9th grade, they can start getting scholarships in the college that they want to go into, okay? As early as 9th grade, okay? So, for those that want to go back to school, which is the, right? Which is my last resort, okay? If you already have a degree, I'm not for that because it's going to take money and it's going to take time. Even though you get the scholarship, but how about the time, 4 years, 3 years, or whatever number of years that you're going back to school for, right? When you already have a degree. Now, the next thing is, okay, Dr. Lina, what should I do there? I mean, if you're saying I should not go back to college, what should I do? What you should do is what I did about 15 years ago. Remember, I said I'm a vice president of technology. So obviously, I'm in the technology field, okay? And you would expect me, oh, she's a computer engineer. She's this. Yes, I have a doctorate in strategic business and information management system, and also my master's. But guess what? I only got that 6 years after I moved to the technology field. My bachelor's or my first degree I'm an economist and a chartered accountant, which is the reason why I'm talking about finance, which is why that's my first love. Obviously, you can see I'm passionate about it. I give it freely, right? But I chased money to technology because I realized that I was doing lesser work. I worked in one of the Fortune 100 companies for about 8 years. And I worked there and I realized that I worked in the corporate finance department of the organization. Even though I was doing well, I loved it. But I realized that I was doing more work. End of the year close, quarter year close, monthly close, whatever close, right? You are spending so much hours, right? Bookkeeping, book forecasting, whatever, all those things. We're doing that. And I realized that there's some other people in technology doing a similar thing, supports, right? They were supporting on, whatever we were doing, but guess what? They were making more money. So, and they were spending less time, less money. I mean, less time, more money. Okay. So, always think about return on investment. Whenever you think about ETF, stock market, whatever, right? You always think about return on investment. Also think about that your skill set as well is also an investment. I hope you know that skill is an investment. In case you're not thinking about it, because that's why your employer is paying you that, whatever is paying you. All right. So for that investment, I said, okay, this is not the best return on investment. And my goal is to become financially free. Sorry, I'm not one of those people that want to work 45 years. I'm not, okay? I want to retire early because part of my goal is to travel the world. I've been to 22 countries so far, and my goal is to still, I mean, even if they give me the money, the other thing is that the best they can give you is, even as a vice president, 4 weeks. That's what you get, right? That's what you get as an executive. So it limits to my own goal. It doesn't align with my goal of becoming my goal of traveling the world. So one of the things that I did was, okay, I pivoted to technology. That's my reason of pivoting to technology. And Dr. Lina, what did I do in my own case? I did not go back to college because I know that's going to take 4 years. 4 years, I shrunk it to 5 months. 5 months. 5 months. And of course, the whatever thousands of dollars people pay, it was mine. I shrunk it to $500, less than $500, maybe about $375, maybe another $50 or something. I know it was not up to $500. And what did I do? I got a certification. This story that I'm telling you is about 15 years ago or about 14 years ago. That's how long it was. And I took a certification and I moved from technology. With that certification, under 5 months, I was able to move to oil and gas and to the technology department of one of the oil and gas companies. Mark, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. And you're wondering, oh, how is that possible? Yes, it's possible because I did it. 5 months, got a certification. The cost of the certification was less than $500. All right. So matter like question that you asked, how in my own case, I'm the breadwinner, I've already cut all the costs. Think about the certification that you can do that can help you to increase your income. And guess what? How much did I increase my income by just by doing that? I increased it by $30,000. That's about 15 or 14 years ago. $30,000 was how much I increased my income by. $500, 5 months. So I did not trade my less time, less money. Okay? So think about certification that you can do. In my own case, it was technology. Think about certification in your own field or in the field that you can pivot to, right? Because ultimately your goal is what? Becoming financially free. Your goal is to build wealth. 30,000 extra, what did not go into these bills? The 20,000 extra, guess what? It went on this side of the triangle, which grows. 30,000, maybe I did like $5,000 just so, okay, you know what? Maybe 5,000 went on this side, but majority of that 30,000 increase went here. And I never got another degree until 6 years later, and it was all for what? Self-actualization. That was it. I just wanted a doctorate degree in front, just to become a doctor in front of my name, right? And of course, to also give me satisfy my goal that, okay, in case I decide to retire, what else can I be doing? I can lecture in any of the field, finance, technology, in diversification. So that's the thing that you can do. Another thing, I don't want to get a certification. And you might be wondering, oh, one certification, $500. One certification, I'm into learning and development with DM. That's great. Bravo, latest millionaire in town. And you might be like, oh, you know what? Maybe, oh, that 30,000, maybe it's just one. Guess what? The oil and gas company, at least you will know one of them. I got two offers at the same time. One was Schlumberger. I mean, you probably would have, if you don't know any oil and gas, you would know Schlumberger, right? Some people call it Schlumberger, right? Schlumberger is one. And the second was McDermott. You probably don't know that because it's one of the deep sea, is a smaller organization, but because it focuses on, deep sea drilling and all of that. That's what it was. And guess what? I went with the McDermott because it gave me more money, right? Because I don't really care about the big name. My goal is what? Financial freedom, building wealth. So that was it. And that's what I did. Move, 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 move. So, and it tells you the certification, 500 certification, got me to two reputable oil and gas company. I work with them. Oh, you did. Where? Drop it. Which of Schlumberger or McDermott? McDermott. McDermott is McDermott, right? Drop it to which of the, maybe we worked at the same time. That was about 2017 or so. Oh, yeah. Not McDonald's, McDermott, right? All right. So, and that's it. So it means that, okay. It means that with I did not need a degree to give me access to those reputable companies. So you can do the same thing. No, I don't want to take certification. You can do some free stuff. There's some free certification that you'll be so surprised. Go on Google Coursera. Go on Udemy. Go on, what's it called? Harvard Business School. So many trainings that you don't have to pay for. They are right there available for you. There's training on YouTube. And you'll be able to get what? Increase your income right there. Now, I worked Schlumberger and they've changed their name to SLB. Yes, it's SLB, yeah. But previously, Schlumberger is still Schlumberger, yeah. Coursera, thank you so much, right? Google Coursera, Harvard Business School. Those are, it's free. You see things on AI, it's free. You don't even have to pay anything. And even at times, maybe they would say, if you now want the certificate, the skill itself, you get it for free. But if you now get the certificate, they might say, oh, you know what? You maybe paid something. Pepper X, latest millionaire in town. What's the name? Income. Because you have cut your expense. There's the limit to which you can cut the expense. But there's no cap to your income. There's a cap as well, but because you only have 24 hours a day, but you can increase your income like I increased mine by 30,000. Now you might say that, okay, you know what, Dr. Lina, I don't even want to go that route. Yes, because I don't want to go through school. I don't want to go on the whatever. Then you have the option of what? What is supplementing of income? What does that mean? Supplementing of income simply means that let's say you are making 70,000. Ideally, within this community, which is the $1 Million League, one of the things, remember I said income is one of the first pillars that we teach, which is the reason why I'm talking to you about it right now. Increase this income, because I tell you exactly what I do. That's why I can't talk about IUL. Income was one of the key pillars to building my own wealth. And I just told you my entire story, right? Supplementing your income. Now, let's assume that you don't want to go my route. I did not do supplementing of income. One of the clients that I have did the supplementing of income. In his own case, it wasn't that he wasn't making good money, but he needed to put so much money into the towards financial freedom because he was already in his 50s. And what he's doing is a civil engineer, he's in Canada, he's making good money, he's doing well. However, he says, I'm just hearing about this investing thing. So I need to get more money. I need to put some more money towards investing. Remember, you know that there's something called accelerated whatever. When you're already in your 50s, so instead of the 7,500 contribution in the instead of 7,500 contribution in Roth IRA, for instance, you can contribute more. Instead of this in your 401k, you can contribute more. We all know that, right? If you're in your 50s and above, it's called catch up, right? You can catch up in your investment portfolio. That's why government allows that. So in this case, what he did was he does Uber. He likes to drive. So he says, every weekend, I take my car 3-4 hours. I will drive, I will do Uber. And of course, because that time I'm also always on Netflix, I'm just watching CNN, whatever. So I just convert some of that time and I just drive and listen to music and whatever. And I make maybe in a weekend, I make about, never heard of that thing. You never heard Sisters, Latest Millionaire in Town. Welcome. You never heard of Uber. There's Uber or, transportation or whatever. That's what I'm in the United States. So some things might be different from one country or the other. South Africa will be different from, might be, but whatever. There might be even some other opportunities that are available matter. And every other person, Ramsey, right? There might be some other, accelerated. The accelerated, yeah. Just look at what are the retirement, maybe you guys have pension. Accelerated means that, if you're in your 50s, instead there's a limit to some contributions that you can put into your retirement funds, right? But the government in the United States would say that people that are in their 50s that maybe they started late, they did not start investing early, you can put some more money. You're allowed to put more money beyond the regular limit, okay? So that's what that means. But so you need to check all of that within your local laws and your pension and retirement plan, right? So it puts this extra money, right, in there. Yeah, it puts this extra money in there every single month, right, that it makes from there, and then it grows his money. So his investment portfolio, even though it did not start younger, but investment portfolio is growing. That is supplementing your income. Now, you don't necessarily have to be, you are old or whatever. If your income is 70,000 right now and you want it to be at 100,000, what are the other means that you can to augment that 30,000 to get it to that $100,000? So you can do this affiliate marketing. There's TT shop. There is rental arbitrage. There is you can rent your car on Toro. All of those kind of things that you can do, more like a side hustle that you can do to augment your existing and or active income. Existing. It might require additional time, right? It might require not, right? It might be passive. You might be selling a course. You might be doing, it might be something else, right? You might sell on Spotify. You can do, all those things just so you can increase your income. That is the ways that you can actually increase your income, right? But one thing that is very crucial, a lot of time people make this mistake. As the income increases, so is the lifestyle following. The lifestyle is also following. So it defeats the purpose. It just basically means an increased income followed by the increased lifestyle. But it's supposed to be income here, the expense here. You see the gap here, that is your wealth building tool. Your wealth builder is your income minus your expense. That is your wealth builder if you want to build wealth. And that is your way, the express way to financial freedom. So you now take that income, If you put, I'm not saying it doesn't necessarily have to be 50%. We'll talk on deal if you don't mind. Get ready for work. Oh, okay, okay, you're getting, that's great. That's great. And if you're new here, can we all tap it? I know you are all locked in. If you're finding value, you'll be seated here. Let's click the follow button. You have been, the thing about it is that the chat has been pretty quiet, right? And the numbers are like 100, right? So I know we are all locked in, okay? It's okay. Welcome in, welcome in. Click on the follow button. As you're locked in, so is also the algorithm is locked out, because it's saying that, oh, you know what? I don't think they're finding value. The only language the algorithm understand is when you click on the follow button, when you tap out the live, when you share out the live, it shows that you find value. Get your daily at me if you have not gotten your daily at me. So let me give you everybody, if you've been here you've been here for the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, or you just joined and you've not clicked on that follow button, I'll give everyone 1 minute, 1 minute, so that we can do that. Saint Ville, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Yeah, who else are we waiting? You have been seated on the window, peeping and learning everything. Your notes are filled up, but you have not yet clicked on the follow button. Okay, now it's your time. Let's give you 1 minute and let's tap out the live. Let's get it to 15,000 taps. Let's share out the live as well. Let's get it to 15,000 taps. Can we all tap out the live? Let's share out the live. We're going to be going. So the next thing that we want to talk about is what is that this money that you put here. We've already explained what it is. Let's now go on this side that is growing the money. We've talked about how to grow your income. We've talked about this, how to handle this. Now let's talk about how to handle the side that is going to build you well, because this is the side that is going to build you well. Spade, latest millionaire in town. So I'm going to pause, okay? And we're going to reset the life, okay? We're going to reset. If you have been sitting here, either 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, you just join. I'm going to let's all click on that follow button. Click on the follow button. The other thing is that let's tap out the live too. Can we all tap out the live? Let's get it to 20,000 taps. And of course, let's also share the live. Hey, Florian, welcome in. Click on that follow button. Let's tap it out to 20,000 taps. And of course, let's also share out the live. Let's get it to 50 shares. 50 shares, 20,000 taps. If we all start tapping, we have over 100 people here. If we all start tapping, I know we are locked in. Yes, I know. I know we are locked in. And feel free to drop questions as well. Feel free to drop questions. But if you have been sitting here either 5 minutes, 10 minutes, right, you're just doing us a disservice. Sitting here, I plead with you, because in the site of algorithm, it doesn't know if you're BOT, because if you don't click on the follow button, you don't tap out the live, you don't share out the live, you don't get your daily at me, you don't what's it called? You do not you're just there, right? I don't know if you're real, okay? I don't know we are real, because let's all tap out the live. All right, let us all tap out the live, okay? Let's get it to yeah, let's all tap out the live. If all of us are tapping out the live, we'll get it quickly too. We will get it to 50. Let's get it to 15,000. Only one person is tapping out the live. Yeah, let's all tap out the live. We'll continue as soon as Foster Froze, Just Me, Maximus, Twin, J Royalty, S, John, and everyone. So if you're new here, welcome in. I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. I'm a vice president of technology. And of course, I'm also a professor teaching AI cybersecurity, deep learning, and information management system. I've been investing for close to 2 decades. I have been I'm an economist and also a chartered accountant. I own double-digit real estate portfolio, and I have my doctorate in strategic business and information management system. Thank you so much for getting your daily at me. If you've been sitting here for more than 2 minutes, or 10 minutes, 5 minutes, click on the follow button. Otherwise, it's okay for you to scroll, okay? It's okay for you to scroll. We just value your time. Think about it. Time wealth, right? I do this when I go to people's life as well. I don't just sit down. I don't just sit here, take all the information. I sit, I wait before clicking the follow button. If it's valuable to me, right, or it has the potential of becoming valuable, we're going to be talking about investing shortly. If it's going to be valuable to me, I click on that follow button. Otherwise, I scroll, right? I scroll, respectively, right? So if you have been sitting here for more than 2 minutes, You're doing us a disservice not clicking on that follow button, not tapping out the live, not sharing out the live. Yeah, this here it's about quality over quantity. We want to know the people that are ready to build financial freedom, to get to that $1 million status. That's what we're dealing with here. And you're wondering, what are we talking about? Journey to financial freedom. The path to building wealth, okay? The wealth blueprint, the journey to financial freedom. That's what we're teaching here. Let's all tap out the life, okay? Let's tap out the life. Let's tap out the life. Once we get to 15,000, we go ahead, we'll continue. And let's all click on the follow button. If you're sitting here for more than 2 minutes, click on that follow button. If we all start tapping out the live, we're going to get to 15,000 quickly. Let's share out the live as well. Let's share out the live. Let's share out the live. Let's tap out the live. And you'll be sitting here for more than 2 minutes. Also, let me let you know that if please know that we don't have Telegram group, we don't have WhatsApp group. If somebody's talking to you about cryptocurrency, they come into your DM, that's not Dr. Lina. So there's some fake accounts out there. We're trying to get verified, and that issue should be resolved very soon. Please take notes, that's not Dr. Lina. So be cautious on the communication that you have in chats, okay? Be cautious of that. So click on the follow button if you're sitting here for 2 minutes, otherwise it's okay for you to also scroll, okay? Yeah, let's get it all to. Thank you so much for sharing out the live, just me and you. We're going to start talking about ETF, start investing very shortly. So where do we put this ACA, appreciating cash flowing asset? Where do we put that money? That's what we're going to be talking about. The side of the triangle. That's what we're going to be talking about next. Can we always be in the habit? And I really appreciate that within this community. Can we, because let's set the ground rules, right? That helped us. It helped us in June, but in July when we did the Financial Freedom Challenge. But then I think I stopped talking about it, right? Let's go back to it, which is, give me 1 second. Let's be in the habit. These are 5 things that we require within this community. You know, it might not be for everyone. Like I said, it might not really be for everyone, because it's not everybody that wants to become financially free. It's not everybody that wants to get to that $1 million status. But if you're 1 second, I want it to be a little bit closer to me. But if you're one of those people that want to you want to get to that $1 million status, you want to become financially free, it requires some discipline, okay? It requires you being some determination, okay? It requires that. Discipline, determination is part of it. As a matter of fact, one of the pillars that I teach is I teach income, smart investing, real estate, and of course the 4F, the 4 Fs. The 4 Fs, which is that pillar, is split into something called financial discipline, financial planning, and of course financial financial freedom, because everything encompasses together. That's what brings you to financial freedom. So financial discipline is very, very key, right? So one of the things that we do differently in this community and in this life is, if you come in here, you wait 5 minutes, 2 minutes, okay? Click on that follow button. That's the first thing. Number 2 is that you tap out the live, all right? Number 3 is that you share out the live. Number 4 is you get your daily at me. And number 5 is you engage. Okay, I'm going to ask question, you're going to respond. And number 6 is get your pen and paper ready. All right. Thank you so much for getting your daily at me, complying with that. So again, click on the follow button. Tap out the life. Don't just sit here. It's okay. Like I said, this is not for everyone. It's okay to actually move on. But if you're going to be here, I implore you, click on the follow button, tap out the live, share out the live, um, get your pen and paper ready and take notes. And of course, I'm going to ask you a question. You need to respond. All right. You need to respond. Let us not just, one thing that we don't allow is just sitting here, because you're telling, what you're basically telling the algorithm is that I'm a BOT. And as a matter of fact, from time to time, we come in and the mods come in and they would start blocking people that their behaviors are like that of a BOT or like that of a scammer. All right. So if you don't want you to be mistaken for that, make sure that your character or your behaviors in this life doesn't appear to be that. We're giving value here. As a matter of fact, people pay thousands of dollars to learn some of the things that we give here for free. All right. So again, click on the follow button, tap out the live, share out the live, get your daily at me, and of course, engage, meaning I'm going to ask question and you're going to respond. And lastly, get your pen and paper. If it's just 20 people that we can make a millionaire or can become financially free, that is 20 families. That is an additional generation, right? 20 generation. That's enough. Versus this more of quality over quantity. Okay, quality over quantity, because we're serious-minded people. We are wealth builders, and we need to set the standard and our requirements straight. Like I said, it's not for everybody. You can scroll at this point, right? It is not for everybody. But if it's for you, make sure you do like Drake just did. Welcome in. Latest millionaire in town, Drake. Thank you so much. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, everyone that is tapping out the life, sharing out the life. And as a matter of fact, everyone, if you are real, if you are human, because I don't want, because today, what's it called? The mods are going to start, they'll block. Okay, they're going to block. So drop one if you're real, or drop the country where you're connecting from, whatever you want to, something to just show that you're human, you're real, right? Can you see the numbers are dropping? Those shows that some of them might be BOTs, some of them might be, okay, Martin is real, right? Some of them might be BOTs, they might be scammers, or even if it's just 20 people, that's fine. We know that we have 20 people that are that are here for value. So click on that follow button if you haven't done so, because the mods will start blocking very, very soon. Let's go. Awesome. Yeah, let's go. Awesome. Awesome. Martin did not click the follow button. All right, that's what we're talking about. Latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Welcome in. Any other person, because thank you so much for complying, Martin. Thank you so much. That's exactly what we're talking about, right? We need to set it straight from time to time, and I'm going to do that more within this life, so that people are doing what they're supposed to. Thank you so much for sharing out the life, right? I want to make sure that I'm talking to humans and real people that are serious, right? And I'm not just wasting 2 hours of my time on just talking to BOTs and people that are not, that really do not need it, right? You have to have the thirst to want to become financially free. And as a matter of fact, somebody just crossed $500,000 3 weeks ago. She never changed her income. What really changed was how investing and doing all of those things, setting our children up for all of those kind of things that we teach right here. Okay. All right. So let's go straight into it. The other side of it, this other side of the triangle, is what? Appreciating cash flowing assets. So we said it grows, right? We said it grows. This side, depreciating lifestyle liability, that one goes there. But appreciating cash flowing asset, it goes up. So the question that will come to your mind is that, okay, so Dr. Lina, when you say appreciating cash flowing asset, right? Guess what? That your appreciating cash flow asset is going to help you to build your time wealth. It's going to help you with your health wealth. Remember, we started with five types of wealth. time wealth, health wealth, peace wealth, money wealth, and of course, social wealth, right? We talked about that. But when you put some of your money towards this side, appreciating cash flowing asset, what's going to have? You're going to be able to get some of your time back. It's going to automatically, because if you do not have to stress about work, right? You get some of your time back. It's your money that is doing the job for you, that is doing the heavy lifting for you. How is that going to impact your health? So instead of you doing 70 hours a week or 40 hours a week, if you only have to spend 20 hours a week and you are making income of 40 hours a week, that's going to automatically have impact on your health. Your health is going to be better because you have more time to exercise. You have more time on your mental health is also going to be better, because now you have option. You can leave a toxic job, right? You can leave a toxic job because you have income, or you have other sources of income, right? That might be passive, they might be passive, active, right? That's how it's been done. Nightbird, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. So let's go into it. Now, this appreciating cash flowing asset, and I'm going to wipe it off, this part off, if that is okay. And we're going to focus on the other side of the triangle, which is the part of the triangle that helps you to build, that helps you to build wealth. Remember, it is called, let me get another pen. All right. So let's talk about this side, the other side of the triangle. So the goal is financial freedom. The second goal is, thank you so much for the roses. This goal is financial freedom. The second goal is building wealth, right? That's the second goal. So when we talk about building wealth, so we said we're talking about, now we're going on the other side of the triangle, which is something called you see, there's some things that we do differently here. Even the colors, I make sure I will change it. I see appreciating cash flowing asset. That's what it is. Appreciating cash flowing asset. So the 50% on the other side of the triangle, that 50%, what does this mean? It means, let me show you. Somebody asked about IUL earlier, right? Somebody asked about IUL. So it means that this appreciating cash flowing asset, someone asked about IUL. So let me tell you part of the reason why I don't put more, that determines where this money goes into. It goes into something, three things that we focus on. It's going to be one, basically on investing. It's just basically investment. One of the things that doesn't exist right here will be, so it will be this, in short, as a matter of fact, is one. So whenever we're talking, IU service account is not investing, by the way. Number two, okay? IU service account is not, but just follow me. Where is this appreciating cash flowing asset? Where is it going? Number two is something called the smart investing. Number three is something called real estate. And number four is called businesses. Those are the four places where these remaining 50%, this is where it goes. And you're wondering, okay, Dr. Lina, why those three? Why not something else? Why those three? Why just this three? Why you focused on this three? Right, Martins? So, why? Hey, Kuvon, welcome in. One of the things that I show here, where do the multimillionaires, where do they put their money? And that explains all this four that you see here. This appreciating cash flowing asset. Where are the four things? The four categories. Why not something else? Why just this four? That's the reason for the four. Meaning an IO savings account and a smart investing account, smart investing, and of course, real estate and businesses. Right? Those are the four places that you would put that appreciating cash flow into. Why? Go on Google. Always, there's so many BS. I always say that there's so many things on social media. Filter them out. Let Google be your friend. Let ChatGPT or Claude, let it be your friend. Go and check. What does this mean? Right? Multimillionaire do I use savings account. It's A, not M. Multimillionaires rarely keep large. So where does the multimillionaire put their account money? Welcome in on the YouTube side. How are you? Click on that subscribe button if you've not done so. Let's all get your daily at me. If you haven't gotten your daily at me, let's all get our daily at me. If you haven't gotten your daily at me, please get your daily at me. Be sitting here for more than 2 minutes. Click on the follow button. Let's welcome you in. Where do the multimillionaire put their money? Thank you so much for getting your daily at me. Multimillionaire rarely keep large sums in standard retail checking accounts. Instead, they typically distribute their wealth across four main pillars, right? I'm going to show you later why do they not put their money in a checking account, right? And you can check this by yourself, right? So what are those four pillars? Private banking and cash equivalent. Remember, they don't put large money in the standard retail checking account. They don't put it right there. Private banking and cash equivalent. Liquid cash is kept in private wealth management account, treasury bills and money market funds to manage inflation, right? And expand FDIC coverage. All right? Manage inflation. So the only money that they have that is, they don't put large money in the bank, but they put some money so that they for liquidity. What is liquidity? It simply means that this money is available, or this asset class, or whatever you want to call it, is available, and you can easily access it in terms of money at any time. All right? You can access it as money at any time. Why? They have this one for a situation where there is an emergency. So an emergency fund, right? Meaning 3 to 6 months of your living expenses, your basic living expenses. Everybody drop BLE in the comment. Drop BLE in the comment. Basic living expenses. Ali, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Basic living expenses. You'll be sitting here for more than 2 minutes. Click on that follow button. Tap out the live. Share out the live. We're talking about the other side of wealth building. We've already talked about the first side of the triangle, which goes to the bills. But then now we are on this side, BLE, basic living expenses. Thank you so much, voice of God. Right. Thank you, Go One. BLE is basic living expenses, right? So why is this important? This part is very important because in a situation where there is a real emergency, your basic living expenses still remains. Carlos, latest millionaire in town. your basic living expenses still stands, right? Your basic obligation. So if there's a job loss or health issues or car repairs, I mean, oh, life happens. You know that life happens at every point in time. Life happens. And if life happens, you need to ensure that, you're fortified, right? You're fortified. Otherwise, it can sweep you away. Okay? So when life happens, you have an emergency fund that is liquid. The goal is for it to be liquid, but guess what? It also has to be growing. Plus, it has to be protected. So that the day you need it, you can access it. It's almost like a backup trigger. Like, if you guys are backing up data in your organization, you know that the money will be, I mean, your data, you don't back it, maybe incremental backup or whatever backup you have, right? The day that there is many years, you might not have any reason to need that data. But guess what? The day there is, maybe there's a breach or you lose, guess what? You go back to that backup. That's exactly what IU saving, that's exactly what your emergency fund is. 3 to 6 months of basic BLE, basic living expenses. So your utilities, what is your basic living expenses? Your utilities, your transportation, your feeding, or groceries, and of course your housing, which is your rent or your mortgage. Those four things: housing, utilities, transportation, and of course your groceries. Those four things, those are your basic. Insurance can also play there. Insurance, like, because transportation, you need, if you have a car, auto insurance and all of that. So those are the calculated. Once you calculate it, that's it. That's it. Calculate it and know that, let's say it's $2,000, multiply it by 3 months or 6 months, depending on your situation. Everybody's situation is different. Some people, you are the weakest link on your job. If you are on a new job, you know that you are still on probation. You know that you have 6 months. If you have been there for so long and you know that the job is very, very secure, you can do 3 months. So you know about your own, depending on your own life. And if you are self-employed, you want to have about 6 to 12 months, depending on your own situation as well. So emergency fund, you need to have that. And where do you put it? You put it in something called high yield savings account. An account called an high yield savings account. Everybody drop high yield, HYSA. This is different from HSA. HYSA. High yield, HYSA. If you can drop it in the comment, HYSA, high yield savings account. Thank you so much, Martin. Thank you so much. And everyone, I like that. I like that. Let's keep tapping out the live. Just me and you, Guy Dover. Yeah, thank you all. Yeah, Bash, thank you so much. Right? I love it when we all, you respond. It makes it more fun. Right? IU savings account. What is IU savings account? Is your, thank you so much for the roses as well. If you've been sitting here or you're new here, welcome in and click on that follow button. Awesome. And let's tap out the live. Let's share out the live. Awesome. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So, IU savings account is your regular bank account. But the only thing is that it just gives you a better interest rate. Okay? So, think about it. One bank or one account decides to give you 0.01% or 1%. Another account decides to give you 3%, 4%, 5%. All right? 3%, 5%. So if you don't know what IU savings account is, yeah, twin, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Martin and everyone doing that. IU savings account. You don't know what IU savings account is. Anybody does not know? Is there anyone that doesn't know what IU savings account is? Is there anyone that doesn't know what IU savings account is? If you don't know, just say I don't know. But basically, you don't. Okay. So, okay. All right. Is IU savings account, like I said, it's just a regular bank account. But so in your own country, or wherever, just Google best high yield savings account in August 2026 and put your country right next to it. Cerex agency doesn't know as well, right? It's just a regular, just Google best high yield savings account, and just put your country. Let's see. Okay, let's see. So, like if I type best IU savings account in my country, right, in the United States, right now, you would see a whole list. You can drop your own country right there. So, if you can see, there is the SoFi that's giving 3.8%, right? But guess what? Do you know what the regular bank account gives? It gives 0.01%. Chase, Bank of America, all those kind of banks give you 0.01%. But these banks, they are still the same regular banks. They are still the same regular banks. But guess what? They give you a better interest rate. So, like the SoFi gives you about 4%. All right? Bash, right? SoFi gives you about 4%. Wisdom, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. If you're new here, welcome in, welcome in. Click on that follow button. So batch and series, right? So just Google best IU savings account and put it. Put your country right there. Like Capital One gives you about 3%. Black Joe, latest millionaire in town, right? That gives you about 3%, right? So let me just show you. The only thing you want to make sure is, like, what is that company? What is their review? Okay. So if you can see, this one has a 4.8 rating from Ghana. Awesome. Wisdom from Ghana. Welcome in. Welcome in. Make sure you click on that follow button. Go on Google and check whether you are in the US. Awesome. That's great. So Bash. So look at it. 4.8%, 4.8 review. I always look at reviews, right? Review will tell you something. Look at it. APY. So it's going to give you a return of about 3.8%. And at the same time, it's going to also give you as a bonus, they're going to give you $400. But it has a requirement. Most of the time, they would say, oh, from Zimbabwe. Joe is from Zimbabwe. Awesome. Welcome in from Zim Zim. Yeah, my former boss is from Zimbabwe. I love her a lot. Right? $400. Some people have gotten $400 within this community from here. Right? I'm not affiliated with any one of them in any ways, right? If you have gotten your $400, all you are required is have a direct deposit with them, right? You have a direct deposit and you get $400. Is it direct? Your monthly, what's it called? Your ACH with them, and you get $400, right? So that one is a good one. It's free $400. For my end, yes. So it's three. So if you look at it, Bash, let me show you. Look at it. It has 3.8%. So if you go on this side, it said earn up to $400 and plus $0.7 boost on your savings. So look at it there. That's additional right there. So it could be more than 4%. It could be more than 4%. And if you round up 3.8 to 4, right? 3.8, it becomes 4 if it round up. So, but that's even, let's say you don't even qualify for that. That's about 3.8%. They change it. That's why I'll say check every single month. It's 3.8 here. There's E-Trade that gives you 4% as well. But guess what? It's 4.5. 4.5. It also gives you $400, but there's also a requirement, right? So you just need to check which one, check their review. Most importantly, make sure that it is FDIC insured, right? Make sure it is FDIC insured. So that's it. So the goal is that you are getting a 4%, but the account is available. Thank you so much for getting your daily at me. And if you're new here and you're still seated here, please click on that follow button. If you have not done so, we're talking about the path to financial freedom through and the wealth building journey. Okay, that's what we're talking. The journey to financial freedom and the path to building wealth. That's what we're teaching right here. So That's it, Capital One. So if you make sure it is FDIC insured, or look at the body that guides this account in your own country, and like in Canada, I think it's CDIC in Canada, such that your money is protected up to $250,000. It's protected. So let's say the money you lose, the bank goes down, you know that you can get your money up to $250,000 with them. So remember, what we're checking is where does the any other question on IE service account? But what we're talking about, where does the multimillionaire put their money? Because you're wondering where is, or why are when talking about this? Why are you not talking about cryptocurrency? Why are you not talking about day trading, options trading? Why are you not talking about cryptocurrency? That's where it's coming from. Because, yeah, Vanguard, yeah. So there's so many of them. You see it right there. So many of them. Whichever one works for you, just do it. Okay. Whichever one works for you, do it. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing out the live, tapping out the live. And if you're new here, welcome in. Click on that follow button. So private. So that's it. Because this money, the goal is for it to be liquid, but it also needs to be growing. The growth part of it is the 4%. Thank you so much for the repost. Thank you for the roses. Right? The growth part of it is the, what's it called? It's the 4% you're getting every day. Bennett's latest millionaire in town. 4% you are getting every month. And you might be wondering, how do I get my money? As a matter of fact, guys, except you want your money locked away, you don't have the discipline, you think you will spend your money. That's the only time you should do CD at this point. Because the interest that you get from an IE savings account is even higher than CD. CD is about 3.6%, which so far is about 4%. You need money to be able to invest anyway. Admiral, I guess you just joined. Click on that follow button because you missed the first part of the class, because that's what we've talked about. How to get that money was the first half of the you're back to the half of the class. The back end of the class, right, guys? Because we have talked about the exactly what you're talking about right now. That's the first half of the triangle that we just finished. Now we are back to the other half of the triangle. Okay, so you want to click on the follow button, turn on the notification bell, and join us so that you can relearn the first, where the money that you are, that part, right? Because we finished that. All right. So real estate, what was it? Higher savings account. Yes, in the back of the class, exactly. The first half of the class was all about that. The first half of the triangle, right? So be back. All right, in the back of the class. That's funny. All right, all right. And any other person that missed this as well, maybe you missed the first triangle, because this is the other half of the triangle that we're talking about. If you missed that, click on that follow button, be back again, learn this other side of the triangle, okay? Then come back again, and we will be teaching it again at some point, the other half of the triangle, which is how to build that income, how to build the money that you need to invest, right? that part, we spend a lot of time on it. Awesome. So IE savings account, right? It must be liquid because you have your emergency fund in there. The reason why you need to have your emergency fund in an IE savings account is because it's for emergency. You don't want a situation where you put your money in an investment account. A lot of people make this mistake. You put money in an investment account, and that was when the stock market went down for some reason. And it went down for a day, but that's the day that you need that money. What's going to happen? You're going to sell at a loss. Because remember, when you're looking at you invest in the stock market, maybe you bought ETF and the stock goes down. Emma, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. Let's assume that the price goes down. You know that that's just a paper loss, right? Until you sell it, that's when it becomes a finalized loss. So maybe you saw you saw today that the stock market went down today, and you're already panicking. Why are you panicking? If you know what you bought, it's just a paper loss, right? Tomorrow you see the numbers go up again, right? If it's a good investment in the stock market, right? So what am I so back to what so you don't want to put your emergency fund in an investment. It's a wrong move. The best you can put it in liquid form is in your high yield savings account, and Google best high yield savings account in your country in August 2026. You will see a pull down. Make sure that it's protected, make sure it has a good review, and of course make sure that it has a decent rate that is you're comfortable with, right? So that's it. All right. Now let's go to the next thing, which is where else does a multimillionaire, where do they put their money? Right? Because you want to understand that ACA, right? Your appreciating cash flowing asset, the one on the side of the triangle that we talked about earlier, right? Equity. The second thing is that equity and funds. Most wealth is tied up in the diversified portfolio, such as mutual funds, ETF. Can you see emphasis on diversified, emphasis on portfolio, emphasis on mutual funds, ETF, and direct businesses, right? Guess what? Businesses right here. Right? ETF right here. Smart investing. That is diversification. What is smart investing? Let me quickly. Whenever you hear investing, right? You hear investing, you've heard investing before, but you've never heard about smart investing, right? You've never heard about smart investing. Smart investing is different from investing, okay? Smart is investing is different from, it simply means you are investing smartly. You are investing intelligently. You are calculating your risk. You are managing your risk because there is the risk investing in the stock market. There is the higher the risk, the higher the return. Let's keep tapping out the live. If you're new here, welcome in. Click on that follow button. Welcome in. We're talking about the your journey to financial freedom and a path to building wealth. Okay, we're talking about that using the appreciating cash flowing assets ACA, right? And we're looking at, okay, we look at 4 pillars. So just to make it easy, now that you have built your income, right? You build your wealth too, meaning your income minus your expense. Thank you so much, Guy Devon. Your income minus your expense, that difference is your wealth too, okay? Income here, expense here. The wider this is, the better for you. The quicker you are getting on the race to financial freedom, right? Building wealth at the same time is also the same thing. Whenever you're building wealth, right, your path to building wealth, right, it's also this. When we talk about wealth, we're talking about time wealth, health wealth, peace wealth, money wealth, and of course, social wealth. That's what we're talking about. So this gap, income minus your expense. So you're a medical doctor, you're earning $300, 300,000. And I pick on my medical doctors a lot, right? You're making 300,000, but your expenses is 299,000. You're not wealthy. You're not building wealth. A teacher, on the other hand, making $70,000 because he's working 10 months or 9 months a year and he's taking 3 months of summer break, enjoying their life, right? Making $80,000 or 70,000, and he lives on an expense. He lives on a 40,000 budget, right? And he saves and invests 30,000. That is richer than that medical doctor. Okay, is richer. So let's understand, it's not about how much you earn, even though how much you earn helps, right? But it's about how much you keep. That's the most important thing. So income minus your expense, that is how much you keep, because that's your wealth too. So if that doctor earns 300,000 and he keeps spend 150 and he keeps 150 and invests 150, then the medical doctor is way richer. Okay, is way richer. So that's the way you think about it, right? That's the exact way you need to think about it. So now that you know that your wealth, where do you put it? You put it in your savings account. The next thing is smart investing. What is that? Smart investing is that you are putting your money smartly, right? Whenever you are investing, well, I'll not call it investing. Whenever you're in the stock market, there are 4 categories of people in the stock market. Number one is somebody called gamblers. You not know that there are gamblers in the stock market. They are gamblers. Dr. Lina was one of them before. So by the time I laugh at you, so I've already laughed at myself. I lost $99,000 about 6 years ago. What was I doing? Penny stock, options trading, and day trading. So between trading and gambling, right? Options trading, that's gambling, right? You bet against the stock that, oh, this stock is going to go up, right? If it goes up, you make more money. If it goes down or you trade sideways, God help you, it's decaying. Your money is decaying. Your money is, money decays, right? Actually, literally, that's the word. It decays, right? And you lose a lot of money. Yeah, but if it goes in the direction that we, because you know, right? If it goes in that direction, you make money. So that is gambling. That is not smart investing. The other way, the other thing is that some people will speculate. So some of you, guess what? You speculate and you are chasing hypes, right? I lost $600 to Uche. We've talked about this. This is your $600. Uche, I've given you $400 back. You opened a SoFi account and you got $400. So change it to $200 is what is left at this point. $200, and we will need to look for another way for you to make this $200. So you stop complaining about this. This is your $600 in options trading. All right. Yeah. So we need to figure it out. Maybe you need to open another account so you get your $200, and then we at peace, you know. So let's continue. So okay, yeah. All right. So you take the smart investing. Now, the gamblers is one. Options, the second group is those of you that bought SpaceX. Why did you buy SpaceX? Right? Because you laughed at me. Why did you buy it? The hypes, the speculations. It's going to be going to the moon very soon. It's going to be the next vacation spot, right? And the SpaceX is the reason for it. It's probably going to be the next Bitcoin. Guess what? You put your money, but how is it like right now? How is it right now? So you are a speculator, or you are chasing the next big thing. Number three, right? These ones are professionals. They're not necessarily, especially if they know what they're doing. It's some people called traders, right? So it's not everybody that is in. These people are traders. They are the ones that you will see big screen. They might have six screen, 10 screen. People on the Wall Street, those are traders, right? They buy, their own goal is, you know what? They buy low, they sell high. They buy low, they sell high, right? The same transaction they can buy within a minute and sell within a minute. That's their own goal. They just make the profit. Their profit is based off of, the price going down, and they selling high. That's it. So that's a trader. The thing about it is that at times a lot of people feel that I was, like I said, I lost money to penny stock and day trading. That's another way, because I did not have the knowledge. I'm not a trader, and I'm very, very busy. I was very busy, and then I lost money because it's not my job, right? So then the last category are some people called investors. So within this community, right, we're called investors. We are investors. Drop investors in the comment. If you're an investor, put it in the comment. You are an investor. You're not a gambler. You're not chasing the next big thing. You're not a trader. Drop investor in the comment. You're an investor. Okay? Investor. Okay? Whitish, yeah. You're an investor. Okay? Thank you. You are an investor. What does this mean? What's the difference? An investor, just like the same way it is, right? You put money. Akon, thank you so much for sharing out the live. If you are new here and you've been sitting here for more than 2 minutes, click on that follow button. If you know that you've learned something, you find value in whatever we're teaching, okay? In whatever you're teaching, you'll be sitting there for more than 2 minutes. Click on the follow button. You do us a disservice just sitting there, not clicking on the follow button, not tapping out the live, not sharing out the live, not doing anything, not getting your daily at me, right? You're doing us a disservice, because the algorithm thinks that, maybe you're a BOT, or you just don't like what is going on here. But guess what? You have taken notes. Your notes are even full. And I see you. I see you. Okay? All right. So I'm going to catch you very soon. Make sure you click. If you have not clicked on that follow button, do that. Do that right now. Let's welcome you. And let's tap it out to 30,000 taps. 30,000. So you want to be an investor is somebody that either the market is going up, is going down, is buying. It's just like when you invest in a business, right? Today, you sell today, maybe day one, you sell. Maybe you were able to sell some stocks. Tomorrow, nobody bought anything from your store, right? Next tomorrow, you have some people bought. So because somebody did not buy something from your store today, would you shut down your business because of that? Today, I mean, it's like one day the store is good, to tomorrow you were on. Would you shut down your store because one day, people did not buy from you today, even though it has the potential of people trooping to your company? Welcome in, Sony. Just a quick question for everyone, or a food for thought. Yeah, make sure you click on the follow button if you have not done so. Twin said no. Who else? Who else? So if you open a store, or you're rendering a service, right? There are days that in this life we have 250 people, 300 people, right? And there are days when we're here and everybody is getting their daily admin like 500. I mean, at some point we have at least 100 to 200 people clicking on the follow button on a daily basis. And at some point it's just maybe 50 or it's 60. Are you referring to investors investing for growth? Absolutely, that's what we're talking about. When you're an investor, you're investing for growth, right? Growth and cash flow, right? That's what it is. That's the only option when you're investing. No, El Ami said no, exactly. You're not going to close down the store because, especially when you know that it has a potential, right? It has a potential. That's the same thing when it comes to investing. When you're investing in the stock market, think about it. Whenever you're investing in the stock market, so far you know what you are invested in. So far you do your research, right? There is no reason why you should panic to sell your stocks or your ETF or whatever, your basket of stocks, because somebody slept on the good side of the bed and woke up on the wrong side of the bed and decide to pick a fight with another country, or decides to put a tariff, right? Or maybe there's an event that relates to like COVID, because let's assume this iPad, another thing, this iPad, let's assume is worth $200. Let's say it's worth $200, but somebody had a birthday, right, and got maybe like 5 different gifts, right, of this same iPad, and decide to say that, okay, you know what, I have 5, I'm going to sell, I only need one. I would sell it on Facebook Marketplace for, I mean, it's still in a box, it's all sealed up, right? I'll sell it on Facebook Marketplace for $140, right? Or $150. Does it change the value of the stock, this iPad? Does it reduce the value of the iPad does it still change it from the value from $200, right? Does it change the value? Yes or no? No, it doesn't, right? It doesn't. And let's keep tapping out the life. It doesn't. So just the same way, right? Just the same way, investors investing for growth typically buy equities and funds focused on company with rising. Yeah. So just the same way, why are you worried? Maybe you bought an S&P 500, and then VOO drops by $40, right? But inside there, you have Amazon, Google, you have Microsoft. Nothing is wrong with all of them. Coca-Cola is there. Procter and Gamble is there. Caterpillar is there. Bank of America is there. All of those companies are in that portfolio, in that fund. And then it drops by maybe $30 because of the geopolitical, maybe because of the Strait of Hormuz closed, or there's an issue. And because of that, you are panicking and you sold. And then you lost money. And then you are regretting later when it became over $700. So as an investor, you want to make sure you are not, it's just like the value of your property. Do you check the value of your property every single day? You bought a property. Are you checking, oh, what is the value of my property today? Oh, did it go down? Did it go up? So that's just the same thing. So far, whenever it comes to smart investing, you want to know that, okay, thank you so much, Twin. right? So whenever it comes to smart investing, you need to make sure that you're already calculated, you are investing in smartly. So it simply means that you're dollar cost averaging. Come rain, come shine, you are buying because you know where so you have already identified a solid investment, right? A solid investment where you are putting your money. You already you understand that already. That, oh, you know what, this is a solid company. So let me give you an instant, like a VOO that is over $700 today. I started buying it at 200 and something dollars. It means that my money has doubled, tripled, more than tripled at this point. And this is still in this 2020 something, whatever, right? That's when I bought it. Guess what? Dr. Lina is still buying, even at 700. Even when it was 200, I'm buying. At 400, I buy. It went back to 300, I'm still buying consistently. That is smart investing. And it's none of your business in like, okay, everything goes that end is yeah. You just make sure that you are investing consistently. Emphasis on consistently. And of course, how do you know the right thing to buy? You need to have done your research, right? You need to have looked at it. Okay, what is the record of this company? What sort of companies do we have in there? Why? One of the things, smart investing, another thing that we teach about smart investing, instead of you investing in individual stocks, you are investing in a basket of stocks, right? A whole basket, just like this. So instead of you investing in Coca-Cola only, okay, let's use red. This is Coca-Cola. Instead of you just investing in Coca-Cola, you're investing in Coca-Cola plus so many other companies. So your money is in a whole basket. What does that help you to do? It helps you to spread your risk, minimize your risk, right? Spread your risk, minimize your risk. That's what it helps you to do. Okay? So, and that's very, very critical in your wealth building journey because you don't want to lose your principal. Meaning, maybe you're putting you put $100,000 or you're putting $5 every single month. You want to make sure that your principal amount is being protected, right? So you put it, you're spreading. Let's say one stock goes down, right? You know that you still have maybe another 99 stocks, or maybe you have another 499. So that's why we invest in something called ETF, exchange traded fund. Where is it coming from? Let's go back to to where does our multimillionaire put their money? Remember, I told you to take note of things earlier. Equities and fund. Most wealth is tied in diversified portfolio. So diversified meaning that it has to be spreading their risk. So your chances of losing all your money to one stock is pretty, it's almost is eliminated because you are putting your money together in one. Such as mutual funds, ETF. I like ETFs because the fees are lower, right? 0.01%, 0.1%, right? It's pretty minimal. And then a lot of time, some of them mimics the index, right? And when it mimics the index, it's much more regulated. And then on top of that is the fact that, even with $1, you can start investing. You can buy it like a stock, right? Because you can simply just place a trade, buy and sell during the trading period. The same day, the same minute, you can do it the same time. That's the beauty of ETF. That's why I focus on ETF. So ultimately, smart investing simply means that you are diversifying your risk. You are diversifying your portfolio, diversification, and the second thing is risk management. So putting money in one stock versus putting money in plenty stocks. Okay, that's what that is. Any question? And I will talk quickly on. We'll go deeper into into smart investing tomorrow. All through this week, we'll start taking each and every one of this. We'll start taking it one after the other, right? So like tomorrow, we'll start with ETF. If you want to learn about that, Duncan, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. If you are new here, yeah, you want to make sure you click on that follow button. Midwife, Sally, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. So if you want to learn about ETF, you want to be back, and we're going to be touching about real estate, right? Josephine, Stephanie, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. We're going to continue that. What are the platform of ETF? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about Bash tomorrow, right? 8 p.m. Or make sure you turn on notification bell. I'm also on YouTube, by the way. On YouTube, I'm Money Talk with Dr. Lina on YouTube.